And how did you start coming out to Forbush? Did you grow up there?
No, when I came here, I originally was a Baptist, and my husband went to that church, and I said I wasn't going to have one children go to one church and me another one. So when I went to church, I didn't put them out and leave them. So I love Forbush. I haven't been to one yet that I liked as good.
And I was born in 29.
What was your grandmother's name?
Cora. Cora. They call her Hun.
Call her Hun.
Hun.
Cora.
Cora.
Hun.
And they call her Hun Hutchins. Yeah.
What did
Only recently did I find out anything about my Edelman grandfather. He was in the Civil War. His name is John. And he died, I got this from, just incidental from a letter concerning another matter, that he died 20 years after the Civil War was over.
What? Tell us about your grandchildren. How many grandchildren do you
Just
have?
one. I have a grandson, Michael. He's 24, and he lives in Raleigh, near his mother, and I haven't seen him in a while, but I'll be seeing him pretty soon. But he's into cooking, interestingly enough, but as a chef. In fact, that's what he's doing in a high-end restaurant. He's an assistant chef, I would say.
Tell us how many grandkids you got.
I got 5 grandkids and 3 great-grandkids. And,
Can you name them?
oh yeah, Preston, Sharon, Travis, Justin, Evan, and I guess Morgan is my step-grandchild.
If you were just going to name one preacher that was the best-looking preacher you'd ever seen, who would it be?
Lord have mercy, we've had so many good-looking preachers, I wouldn't know where to start.
No, neither one of them, but they was good people.
What was their name?
Eli and Basi.
Eli and Basi.
Yeah.
And that's on the Wooten side?
Yeah, that's my daddy's mother and father.
Well, do you remember your other set of grandparents?
Yeah, my grandma Hutchins and grandpa, they called them Hen and Hun.
Hen and Hun. Did Grandma Hun teach you about Christ?
Oh, wanted us all to go to church and do the best we could because Jesus would lead us through. And so that's why I've always been trying to live right and do right, because the Lord provides for us, gives us things to do.
Now tell me how many grandkids you got.
I have 11 grandchildren and 12 great-grandchildren.
Names?
This is Landon, and that's his sister Abby. And that's Avery. And that's Savannah. And that's Kenzie. That's
Zachary.
That's Sarah. And that's Alex.
Look at there. And that's your grandchildren.
Yeah,
Great-grandchildren.
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 My grandparents, because they always are there for me in Samantha, and they brought me to and from church, and I can always count on them for anything.
My grandma and grandpa have impacted me a lot with Christ and stuff. Like, they're really active with their church and help with Vacation Bible School a lot. They're really active, and I think that's influenced me a lot.
My mom and dad to church when they were growing up. So that means that my mom and dad take me now.
Alright, something that my grandma did to help me become closer with Jesus is she almost forced me to go to Quaker Lake and yearly meeting, which really made me get a whole lot of more spiritual friends and made me grow closer to Christ.
I don't remember my grandfather on my dad's side, and I don't remember my grandmother on my mother's side. But what I do remember about my grandfather is that he instilled in me a real sense of some things are right and some things are wrong. And I remember that my grandmother on my dad's side gave me one of my first Bibles. And I still have it, and it was the first Bible I ever started reading. In 2 Timothy, the first chapter, here's what Paul's advice to Timothy was. I have been reminded of your sincere faith, which first lived in your grandmother Lois and in your mother Eugene, and I am persuaded now lives in you also.